Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thanks for joining me once again here on Talkin Fight for another episode of Boxing News Today, courtesy of our friends across the pond at boxing247.com. Apologize for that slight delay. Had a bit of a technical hiccup, as is my usual case, but it's Friday. Welcome aboard. We've got some good fights coming up in the month of October, which doesn't start till tomorrow, but good fights coming up, and we're really looking forward to seeing those women go toe-to-toe on October 15th especially. Let me start you off with a quick little story that I found kind of heartwarming, based on a boxer who had a bit of bad luck, but now all things coming full circle. He's launched something called Ring of Brotherhood. Let me go through this story for you. It's kind of tad on the lengthy side, but I'll try to trim it and edit as we go through it. On the morning of February 25th, 1995, Gerald McClellan was on top of the boxing world, a former middleweight champ, riding a 21-fight winning streak into his bout against super middleweight title holder Nigel Benn, and on the verge of a mega fight at 168 pounds against his fellow superstars of the ring. But by next morning, McClellan's life had changed forever. Permanently injured in the fight with Benn, the Illinois native has been under the care of his sister, Lisa, for the last 26 years. So, created by Lisa McClellan, Pastor Kevin Pearson, Moses Duval, and a team of like-minded individuals intent on bringing the stories of athletes, past and present, to the light, the Ring of Brotherhood is the vehicle to not only tell what these athletes have gone through after their time in the ring, on the field, or on the court is over, but to aid them in the next chapter of their lives. Said Lisa, everything that I've lived for the past 27 years is riding on this. I want people to see what has happened in our lives, good and bad. It's important that we not only tell the stories, but also provide help to the fighters in need. For many of us caregivers, we've had no hope. The opportunity to have stem cell treatments and build homes for fighters in need are things that we could not have dreamed of before. Now we'll be able to get the brain scans for the fighters, offer marriage and family counseling to fighters in need, and we'll be able to put the fighters back in the spotlight to reconnect them with their fans and to showcase their great careers. Our mission is to start a movement to appreciate these great athletes and to start caring for the ones in need. Fantastic story. I encourage you to go to boxing247.com or maybe even Google them, aiding to present these compelling stories of professional athletes in the world through multimedia. Ring of Brotherhood will bring acute awareness to these athletes' life challenges and successes by using a delicate and humanistic approach, and change lives one fight at a time. They conclude very good story. It's well needed, well documented by Talkin Fight and all the chaps and gals on Talkin Fight who talk about fighters of the past who've had their issues, and we're here to help as well. So I'm happy to bring that story to the fore before we get cracking with a bunch of upcoming bouts. Let's start off with one that's coming up to us, taking place nearby where I live, actually a couple hours away in Niagara Falls. Flyweight sensation Anthony Alasquega is 4-0, sporting a 2 knockout record, will make his ring return on Friday, October 14th in Niagara Falls, New York side of the border though, as he defends his WBA Federatin flyweight title in a 10-round clash against crosstown rival Marco Sustieta, 13-4-1 by the way. The bout will be televised on ESPN Knockout throughout Latin America. Alasquega, who resides in Northeast LA, will make a second appearance on the Seneca Fight Night series, which is being promoted by Tuto Zabala's All-Star Boxing. In his last outing this past May, Princesa, as he's known, took out former undefeated prospect Gustavo Perez, who's now 9-1, forcing him to retire on the stool in the 6th round. His opponent, Sustieta, out of Oceanside, California, is eager to jump back in the ring after a confidence-building win last August in Mexico. Sustieta, promoted by Paco Presents, is looking to use his experience to dethrone the WBA Federatin champ and earn his regional title win in the top 15 spot in the rankings. Very good stuff. The undercard, by the way, features some of the best local talent from the area, including the Queen of Niagara Falls, Micaiah Krebs, alongside Alexander Castellano, Grefford Nagut, Daniel DeJesus, and Michael Vega. Anthony Pizarro's fighting as well, amongst others. So there you go. This is being held at the Seneca Resort and Casino. Encourage you, if you're in the neighborhood, to check that fight out. It's going to be a good one. Let's move along quickly to see what's happening. Yes, this one taking place, I believe, in California, Montebello Country Club. Popular Ukrainian super middleweight contender Serhiy Bohachuk, 20-1, 20 knockouts, will make his long-awaited return to the ring against veteran southpaw Aaron Coley. He fights out of Patterson, California, in a scheduled 10-round clash for the vacant WBC Continental Americas title on Thursday, November 3rd, as I said, at the Quiet Cannon Montebello Country Club. That's being broadcast live internationally on UFC Fight Pass. The Bohachuk-Coley fight is featured on another anticipated sold-out star-studded Hollywood Fight Night event presented by Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions. Remaining tickets are priced at 200 bones for the first row, 150 for second row, 150 for premium reserve seating, and $100 for reserve seating. Wow. Decent prices, though, because it's a great venue. Encourage you, if you're in the neighborhood, to drop into those fights as well. Let's see if there's any undercard information. Previously announced that headlining on the Hollywood Fight Night event on Thursday, November 3rd, is fast-rising Irish star King Callum Walsh, 4-0. And he's going to be battling Dylan Parsley, 13-1, in a scheduled 8-round junior middleweight bout. So I don't have any other information on the undercard of the Montebello fight, but there's some interesting information. Did I mention when? Thursday, November 3rd. Yes, the Montebello Country Club. So maybe that King Callum Walsh fight is on the undercard of that particular fight as well. So a good reason to get out there and support some of the lads who are fighting out in California. Right, let's take a look now at Sheffield. Sheffield, Lord of the Flyweight, Sonny Edwards, defends his IBF title against Felix Alvarado in an exceptional night of boxing in Sheffield. As I said, Edward headlines Probellum's debut show in the Steel City on Friday, November 11th at the Sheffield Utilita Arena. And on one of the most exciting cards to be staged in the UK boxing this year, notwithstanding the fight upcoming October 15th, unbeaten super bantamweight prospect Jack Bateson and Shabazz Massoud clash in a British title eliminator to have fans raving. Edwards, one of the world's most skilled and charismatic champions, makes a third defense of his IBF crown against the dynamic-fisted Nicaraguan Alvarado. 38-2, by the way. 33 knockouts. Wow. A former title holder at the weight below. And, quote-unquote, Showtime, as he's called, 18-0, knows he must not slip up against the mandatory challenger because a future showdown with U.S. star Jesse Bam Rodriguez is on the line. Yes, that indeed would be a good matchup. But both fighters are ready. Some great quotes. If you want to go along to boxing247.com. President of Probellum, Richard Schaefer, said, "Pound for pound, Sonny Edwards is one of the most skilled fighters on the planet, and on November 11th, you'll get to see Showtime perform at his very best." Good stuff. All right, let's move along quickly to a fellow I mentioned the other day, recently signed to Matchroom. Richardson Hitchens will fight his first pro title when he takes on Yomar Alamo for the IBF North American Super Lightweight title, and is the co-main event as Montana Love headlines in his hometown for the first time as he takes on Steve Spark for the WBA Intercontinental Super Lightweight title on Saturday, November 12th. And that's taking place at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio, to be shown on DAZN. Hitchens, by the way, he's 14-0, inked a promotional pact with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom yesterday, and wasted no time in his quest to clash into the top 10 in the super lightweight rankings and put the big names on notice as he fights for his first title in his 15th pro fight, entering the bout on the back of 3 impressive wins, dismissing Angel Rodriguez in May inside 4 rounds to add to convincing 10-round victories over Malik Hawkins and former world champ Argenis Mendez. Good stuff. Opposing the 2016 Olympian, by the way, is Puerto Rico's Alamo. 21-1, 12 knockouts, and the 27-year-old is no stranger to title action, having recently held the WBO Latino crown to go with his time, holding the WBO, NABO, WBC Youth, and WBC FECA Box titles. And the Magic, as you know, will be out to spoil Hitchens' bow under Hearn and bounce back from a slender split decision loss to another Matchroom signing, Liam Paro, in his last fight back in December. So I'll give you a quick little quote here from Hitchens. November 12th, it's my time to shine. Eddie promised me big fights, big opportunities, and most importantly, activity. This is the beginning of all that, the beginning of a new journey in my career, and I couldn't be more excited. Right on. Other fight action. Let's see. Raymond Ford, 12-0-1, continues to catch the eye in his rise in the featherweight division and defends his WBA Continental Americas title in Cleveland against Zakaria Lucas. The New Jersey talent landed that title against the unbeaten Edward Vasquez in February via split decision and defended it with a shutout win over Richard Medina in June, taking another O in the process. Good stuff. There's more action on the card from Puerto Rico. This time, a local favorite, Christian Tapia, we featured him before in Talkin Fight, takes on Cleveland's Thomas Matisse for the WBA Continental Americas Super Featherweight title. Unbeaten Tapia, 15-0, picked up the title back in March with a wide points win over Luis Lebrun in Philadelphia. And he's kept busy in Philadelphia with an 8-round win over Mario Lozano and now faces local man Matisse, 19-3-1, 15 knockouts, who enters the bout on the back of 2 wins inside the distance. And now faces, sorry, lost my train of thought there because I realized I don't have my microphone in front of me. Let me bring it over, see if that's better for you. Said Matisse is one of the opportunities I've been looking for. Being in my hometown makes it even better. I'll be ready and victorious on November 12th. Right on. Okay, let's have a quick look here. What's taking place? Oh, down under. Olympian Alex Winwood is launching his pro career in style as he goes directly into state title action on his pro debut, headlining the 40th edition of Dragonfire Boxing's iconic Thunderdome series. Mad Max stuff. All right, Winwood was bizarrely stopped in his quest for Commonwealth glory at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England, with the reaction to his stoppage going viral. The Australian reacted on his Olympic and Games journey and opened up on turning professional. He said, I enjoyed the amateurs and the experience of the Olympics, representing my country with pride. I've learned as much as I can from the amateurs, and now it's time to turn into the professional ranks. Fair enough. The Olympics and Commonwealth Games was a great experience despite how it ended for me. I've got a lot of attention from that, but I wanted the attention to be for winning a medal, not for being stopped in a strange fashion. Of course, what he's talking about, I have no clue. So if you can fill me in, fans, let me know. I want to head into the pro ranks with all that behind me and right the wrongs. I was one of the best amateurs on the planet. I want to recreate that in the paid code. Winwood goes straight into title action with his management at Dragonfire, headed up by Tony Tolch, who's also been interviewed here on Talkin Fight, wanting to progress the well-traveled amateur standout in quick fashion. Fair enough. The Western Australian native discussed his road to the pro ranks from a preparation standpoint. He said, this is Winwood, I'm delighted to be with Tony and Dragonfire Boxing. They've got a plan. They know what I want. And I think starting with a fight from the state title is the right move. I'm excited and really motivated to put on a show. I've worked with both Maloney brothers over the past year. Oh, good stuff. Over the last year. And they prepared me for what's ahead in the professional ranks. I've learned a lot from the Maloneys and the type of dedication was needed to become a world champion. I'm happy I'm starting my journey in Metro City, Perth. There's nothing like fighting at home, and I can't wait to put on a show. Good stuff. You know, I was talking about the women's fight coming up on October 5th over in the UK. Let me just have a quick little look here. I want to see if, oh yes, there is some betting action going on. Woo! Oh, look at that. Okay, if you want, just for fun, looks like Lauren Price is going to win her fight, according to those people out there betting, as well as Ginny Fuchs, who's been talked about here in Talkin Fight. Ebony Jones, good gal, going to win her fight, according to these bets that are being placed. April Hunter, Sarah Lightman, Shannon Ryan. Wow, heavy favorite. Whoa, even heavier. Karis Ardenstall, Caroline Dubois. These are all heavy favorites. But the close ones are the headliners. Michaela Meyer, Alicia Baumgartner. Wow. Unbelievably, Baumgartner is the underdog, but let's see what happens. And wow, too close to call. Savannah Marshall, Clarissa Shields. The bettors have it pretty well even. That rounds up my show this Friday. Thanks for joining me here on Talk and Fight. Appreciate it very much. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see you later on at 4 p.m. when I join Mike Gore and Cedric Ben for Talk and Fight's Knuckle Up show. And then at 7 o'clock for a special edition of the Friday night panel featuring Tim Witherspoon. We'll see you then.